Farmer Tom had spent his whole life tending the land his grandfather once called the pride of Georgia. His farm sat in a quiet valley surrounded by rolling hills and tall pines. For decades, his family had raised chickens and sold their brown and white eggs at the local market. Life had always been simple, but steady, until things changed. Demand dropped, big supermarkets took over, feed prices shot up. One by one, local farms went under. Now Tom found himself barely holding on. Every morning felt heavier than the last. Then one foggy morning in late autumn, something strange happened. While collecting eggs from the coop, Tom noticed something unusual in the grass near the fence. A small cluster of eggs. But these weren't like any eggs he'd ever seen. They were jet black, smooth, shiny, almost like obsidian. Tom froze, crouching beside them. His first thought was snakes. Maybe some reptile had laid them there. But they were too large, too round, and snakes didn't lay eggs in the open like this. He looked around. No sign of a nest, no strange animals nearby, just those 12 black eggs, resting in the grass like they'd been placed there intentionally. Tom's mind raced. Were they dangerous? Cursed? Valuable? He didn't know, but they were on his land, and something deep inside told him not to leave them behind. So with a whispered apology to whatever might come looking for them, Tom carefully loaded the eggs into a crate and took them back to the farmhouse. He placed them inside an old incubator he hadn't used in years, dusty but still working. Then he adjusted the temperature and humidity. Each day he monitored them with growing fascination. The shells stayed dark and unblemished. He dared to dream. What if these were rare birds? What if people would pay for eggs like these? Black and beautiful. What if this was the miracle he'd been waiting for? But as days turned into weeks, nothing happened. No cracks, no movement, no sound. Tom began to worry. Was he wasting his time? Was he risking the farm on a wild idea? Worse still, the stress started affecting his health. He lost sleep, barely ate, and one morning he couldn't even get out of bed. His body burned with fever, and he was too weak to work. The farm began to slip into neglect. The coops got dirty. The chickens grew restless. Weeds crept up through the garden beds. Tom lay in bed, barely conscious, too sick to call for help. That's when Jake, his old friend and neighbor, came by. Jake had known Tom since childhood. When he saw the state of the farm, he knew something was wrong. He found Tom shivering in bed and immediately took over. He fed the chickens, cleaned the coops, and even called in a few neighbors to help out. But in all the chaos, Tom never mentioned the black eggs. Until one night, Jake heard something, faint but clear, peeping, coming from the incubator. He rushed over, flashlight in hand, and saw it. A crack in one of the eggs. Then another. Soon the peeping grew louder. The eggs were hatching. Jake ran to the farmhouse. "Tom, they're hatching!" The farm came alive again. New pens were built. Chickens were carefully bred. Visitors came from around the world. Tom's once dying farm was now thriving, respected, and even envied. And each morning, as the sun rose over the valley, Tom would walk to the pen where his black-feathered flock now ruled the yard. He would pause, listen to the soft clucking and chirping, and smile, because he knew something few others did. Sometimes hope doesn't come in a bright light. Sometimes it comes in the darkest of shells. Have you ever taken a chance on something that seemed strange or risky, but changed your life in unexpected ways? Share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life tales of wonder and resilience. See you in the next video.